Hello and welcome to the fourth episode of the RaidzBank podcast. My name is Hoyt and I'm joined here with Mr. Heartless. How are you?
Hey, Hoyt, I'm doing well. Nice to be back.
Good. And sadly, Poplo couldn't make this podcast, but rest assured he'll be here very soon for the next one, I'm sure. Today, we don't have a ton of new updates. We were just spoiled with Varlamore Part 3, so what can you expect? But we're going to go back in time a little bit, talk about some Yama back in the day. But there were a few pieces of news and updates. Before we get into that, though, Heartless, what have you been up to since the last recording? Anything?
Bro, all I've done is run laps, so there's almost nothing to update you on. In fact, I have not even gotten an agility level. This skill is no good.
Oh, man. No third squirrel yet, eh?
No, I mean, not that I know of. I haven't checked the log. I've been mostly playing mobile, or if I'm playing on the PC, then it's everything is closed as I run the laps. Chat closed, inventory closed. Speaking of, I may as well talk about UI for a second, because that's the only interesting part about agility, or tangentially anyways. I used to play fixed. I don't know, are you a fixed guy? Fixed screen?
I used to be. I'm resized now.
Okay, yeah, same. So I used to play fixed because I was on a 60 hertz monitor, which was old. It was really, really old, like TN panel. I have a nice computer, but obviously I was being throttled by my monitor, so I decided to upgrade in January, I think, and I got a 34. I went big. I got a 34-inch curved monitor. Wow. It's so nice. Yeah, and it's like 160 hertz, so it's a significant jump up. But nice. I couldn't really play fixed anymore because I used to play fixed but double size on my old monitor, which basically took up most of the screen. If you understand what I mean by that, you basically just doubling the aspect ratio to make everything look nice and crisp in the inventory. And it worked out really well. It worked for the monitor, but it just didn't work with this new setup. It felt too small still because the screen was now so big. I ended up going to what's it called? The different UI. So I'm playing on the modern one where my inventory is all kind of flat at the bottom. It's working out. Yeah, it probably took a month to really settle on what I liked, but I finally found like a scaling and everything that make things look crisp. It takes so long to fiddle with your settings, and I like playing on stretch mode too, so that the inventory is quite large, so I don't just misclick on everything. I used to play full screen when I first started full screen on that same monitor, the old 27-inch, and my inventory was so small in the corner. I don't know how I clicked on anything back then.
Yeah, the Woox setup.
Yeah, genuinely. Well, when I've always played games, there's a few people have told me this, you play full screen, right? When you're a newbie, you get into it, you want to be consumed by the game. So I just played whatever the game recommended, and I just clicked full screen and just sent it. So it took until I started to get into higher level content where clicks actually mattered a bit more, is when I started to realize, hey, I should probably change my UI up a bit.
So I do, because again, I came here from WoW, which was full screen. If you're playing WoW in a window, there's something really wrong. So I do play full screen. It surprises a lot of people, but I do stretch mode to 180%, where my inventory is touching my minimap. So everything's huge, but it's still full screen. And then I just had to up my mouse DPI to insane levels, and I've been doing that ever since.
Yeah, that's fair. You see a wrist pain from my mouse DPI being way too low from when I played League. So I cranked it up maybe when I started doing some Corrupted Gauntlet on the Iron Man. I think I play on 1400 now. So it's pretty high. But I used to play on 600. Yeah. I used to play on 600, so it was glacial pace. Going down into that massive inventory, I'd be moving my arm all the way across. But yeah, it was some DPI changes and some ergonomic changes. It helps a lot.
When I played Overwatch, like all the pro FPS players play on like 400 or 800 DPI. So their whole arm is like going side to side on the mouse pad. Um, so I wanted to be good, so I copied that, and that did not translate well to RuneScape. So now I play really high DPI, like 3,000
Oh,
because
that's
well,
high.
it's exponential. Yeah, it is really high. It's exponential. So like the jump from 400 to 800 to 1600 to 3200, is
It's massive.
stair steps. But um, no, no, no. I got used to it. I stretch my wrists because the micro adjustments can be really bad for your wrists too. But it allows me to click quickly, and you can get used to anything, with enough time.
I
And
feel like that's
really, at
way
that
too
point,
sensitive though. Like I already struggle anything higher than what I'm playing at. I struggle with like the making the micro adjustments. I find hurts even more than playing on a slightly lower DPI. If you know what I mean.
what's your monitor resolution? Is it 1080 or
Oh,
1440?
1440.
Okay, yeah, me too.
That
But
does make a
yeah,
big difference
with
for sure.
with full screen, it stretches everything apart, so I have more room for error, I guess.
Right.
But um, I don't know. It at a certain point, it's just what you're comfortable with, what works. But that was kind of my progression. I was a big fixed mode guy, because your mini map and your inventory hide things from your view,
Yeah.
um, or you can't click, or
hmm
can't click on tiles under your inventory. So fixed mode seemed just straight up better. But once I got to CG, I was like, this ain't gonna work. I need to be able to like I just need the ground closer to my inventory. And there's a little bit less closeness on fixed mode. There's like the art, the border art in between.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I love fixed mode. Don't get me wrong. I played on it for like 3.5, 4 years, something like that. And yeah, there are definitely some downsides. I think overall, if you're playing fixed mode, especially on stretch fix, you probably have great clicks, especially because your inventory is just the same size as your game screen. It's really good for PKing. If anyone's a PKer out there, they basically all play on fixed. A lot of
Yeah.
high end PVMers or old school PVMers play on fixed, which is yeah, it's pretty good. But you can get basically the same function with stretched modern UI. So it's really just about playing with settings. I honestly just watched a ton of different streamers, and I watched a ton of my friends. I gathered info, and then I just kind of picked something I really liked. Yeah, it just takes
Yeah, the
just takes
problem
time.
with streamers and YouTubers is fix is just straight up better for like a viewing experience. So I feel like they're less inclined to even move away from it because they want the YouTube perfect. It translates really well to the YouTube format where they can read your chat and your items. I don't know.
Yeah, it does make sense, but then I guess when you're talking about fixed, a lot of those old school players also play on the tiny, like original sized
True.
fixed mode,
Yeah.
which is like I couldn't even see anything. I'm too old for that.
Yeah, no chance.
Anyways, it's an
Yeah.
interesting aside. So yeah, anyway, all I've done is agility, Hoyt. It makes me think about things that I shouldn't be. So here we are.
Yeah, it's you're like meditating, clicking on, green or white boxes.
Like,
But
exactly, dude.
are you watching any movies on the side or any shows like that?
I've just been like catching up on some YouTube series, some like RuneScape ones. So I watched Cold Ones, Hardcore. I watched all
Yep,
of
new episode. Yeah.
all of Alien Food. I caught up on finally. I find him
Yeah.
pretty enjoyable. Trying to think what else I've
He's
been
great,
watching.
but I hit a wall with him sometimes. I've watched every single episode. Shout out to Alien Food. Amazing series, but sometimes I'll be halfway through and I just can't listen to him think about like where an herb is. I'm like, all right, we're done.
I
I'll come back tomorrow.
I don't usually watch TV shows very much. Like I prefer to be on YouTube like a degenerate. But like
Yeah.
I definitely like, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Trailer Park Boys. I tend to watch the same shows over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the classics.
Trailer Park Boys.
The classics. It's Always Sunny, standard stuff.
Yep.
But I started watching this janky police show called The Rookie. And there's like 7 seasons of it. It was
Yeah,
honestly
I think I've seen a
decent.
trailer.
Yeah, I watched all 7 seasons this summer. It's fine. You know, it's one of those shows where it's like enjoyable background. You have no connection to any of the characters. You couldn't care less if they live or die, but it's still enjoyable to watch. It's one of those.
Sitcom kind of.
Yeah, kind of a little bit more intense than that. It's mostly a drama, but they just get into most insane
Drama.
situations. Good though. Definitely good background show. Would
Yeah.
would recommend. Yeah, man.
That's
But
awesome.
that's all I've been up to. What about you? Any grinds on the old RuneScape?
No, I've said it multiple episodes now, but I haven't been playing much. So I've been killing Serbs, so now I'm hunting. I've been on a massive drive streak for a Hellhound task, which nobody ever says. The waiting is just so high. I've just been just RNG. So I'm trying to get a Hellhound task so I can go back there.
Are you tutorial skipping
But
guy?
yeah, after that, I'm gonna be going for me Void Wanka.
Oh, yeah. I told you I'd help you with that as well.
Yeah, I might have to call on the reinforcements.
Have you been tutorial
Um,
skipping to get your tasks?
No, I have points, and then I still need a heart. So I did something really weird. Now that I'm 99 Slayer, I unextended a bunch of my tasks because I don't need the XP, but I still do. I still do things with superiors for the heart rate, and then I love me a good AFK melee Slayer task while I'm working. So
Okay, fair enough.
um,
Yeah, I feel like if you want the heart, you gotta extend those tasks. But honestly, these days, if I was going for a heart, I think we're gonna talk about it later. You have it in the notes. Maybe we should just save it. But yeah, they've made some updates to going for the heart that make it easier, but still they could do it a little bit more. We'll save it for later.
right. But yeah, that's been it for me. I've noticed when I AFK Slayer, I get so many hard clues that when I can finally play, I just have 5 hard clues to do now. And it's like if you have 2 hours to play a night and now the first 45 minutes is hard clues, it's like a chore now because of this blessing of stackable clues. I didn't write this in the notes, but were you a fan of stackable clues?
I'm a
Well,
huge fan.
clues scroll boxes.
I'm a huge fan.
Okay.
I agree with you. I love clues first of all, but
Same.
I would find, especially now that I'm getting like quite progressed into the account, even my clues are quite progressed. Yeah, I have less motivation to do them. So once in a while, I would go, like couple months just letting elite clues die. But this way, yeah, I know. Well, I got the Bloodhound, so I feel like it matters less to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. Spooned. So I don't do masters anymore unless I get them from other clues. Like I won't trade in for masters. I used to until I got the Bloodhound. I got it on 250, so very, very spooned. But it used to take like an hour to get, once you got an elite clue, let's say you got it from Barrows or Tob, you wanted to go do a master clue from start to finish of when you get the elite clue to when you get the master casket. It could be an hour because you have to go and get a hard clue, which I used to get from Green Dragons for prayer XP. But you could do it at Hellhounds, wherever you decided to go. Then you'd have to go get a medium, which means you have to go to Poro Poro, and then you got to get an easy, which takes a few minutes at the hams. And then you got to go do all the steps, and God forbid you can't do one of the steps and you have to drop the master. It was a pain in the ass. So yeah, stackable clues are great, but then you have to decide, I'm just going to sesh clues for a bit. But I think it works out, right? I tend to because I get up early for work to have breakfast before I leave and stuff and chill for a bit, I tend to have half an hour to game in the mornings before I leave the house. And it's also the quietest time in the house, right? I don't have kids yet, but as I get older, that'll be the move. Yeah, so I tend to do farm runs, account stuff in the morning. I don't like PVM or anything. So yeah, I feel like that's usually when I do clues or skilling grinds that I need to chip away at. So I tend to, get through the clues then. You just got to set time aside for them, but I think this way it's better because you can just do them when you feel like it rather than being forced to do them. What are your what are your thoughts?
Were you a fan of the 5 stack, or were you an unlimited stackable kind of guy?
I feel like 5 is enough. I mean, 5 or 10, whatever. I think you need a cap on it. If it was unlimited, I feel like I would have 200 hard clues in my bank and just never get around to doing them. Or I'd have like 95 elite clues, and I'd be like, it would feel like a gargantuan task. Whereas going through 5, or if one day they up it to 10, whatever. But currently 5, getting through that many feels pretty doable in a short amount of time, and it still feels like you're not wasting your time on Slayer tasks. I feel like it's the sweet spot, but I think unlimited would probably lead to me doing less clues.
And lastly, what do you think about them keeping the OG method in the game where you can stack unlimited on the ground?
Yeah, if the nerds want to do that, then fair enough. I don't really care. I didn't love the meta of, having to stack hundreds of clues. I had a friend who did like a massive DK's grind, and he ended up with like 100 hard. I don't know how many hard clues, but he had to ferry them all back one at a time to get them all done. Like that's intense level stuff, And if you want to do it, it's just a lot of hoops to jump through. I feel like 5 is good because then you don't feel like you're stopping your task, de-gearing, re-gearing for something else. Like, it's a big pain in the ass. So it's quality of life all over the board. What are your thoughts overall on the clue update?
Yeah, so I agree with you. Let the nerds be nerds. If you want to go to Callisto, mass efficiently, and get insane amounts of clues, more power to you. I would like that option for myself one day in the far future. I think the big problem was that they left it in the game for a year and then said they're going to take it away. So I didn't like that. And I mean, I'm a big fan of leaderboards, and I appreciate, the hard work people put in. And I like to keep things fair. Once you release an exploit like that, and exploit's not the best word, but whatever, a shortcut, you can't take it out because people literally got thousands of clues done with this method. No one would be able to compete with them realistically unless those people stop playing the game. So, and then going to how many, I would have been pissed if it was unlimited. I mean, I'm not going to say that's a great hill to die on. I didn't want it to be unlimited. I think 5 was perfect. I probably wouldn't have said anything if they said 10, maybe, but 5 seems perfect. I would have liked to see it like scaled, like let us have 10 beginner clues. Who cares, or 10 easies, and then maybe, 7 mediums scaled down to 5 masters, but then that's more complex and hard to explain to new players. And
it's already scaled.
Seems arbitrary.
That's fair, but it's already scaled in a way because you have to actually complete the clue tier to unlock it. So you start with 0, right? You start with 1. Then you have to complete, 10 clues before you get your second unlock, and then so on and so forth. Like, getting to the master requirement takes quite a lot of time. Getting to the elite requirement is the hardest one, because if you don't have the Bloodhound, there's no way you're doing elite clues when you get one. So that's not an easy prospect, and elite clues are expensive or rare to come by unless you're, into late PVM. And even then, when you get
turn them into masters.
Exactly, you turn them into masters. If you're like going for the Hound or want to get some cool rewards as a main, I would never do an elite clue. God forbid, they're awful. I've done about 300 of them now, and I don't think I've ever gotten a good reward from an elite clue.
The only reason to do them is the Yuri emote, whatever. Or no, it gives you the casket you can hold.
The only reason I do them is because they are easier than Master. Like, I know they still suck, but they're easier than Masters because they don't have the triple steps. And there's a step less, so that they are easier to complete. There's less wilderness steps, you don't have to de-gear as much. And you still get a 1 in 5 chance at a Master, so technically you still get more clues overall if you do elites. Which, I mean, really at this point, I just want to get a couple clogs. Like I said in our introductory episode, I want to go for that like full dragon set, so Those come from
Yeah.
elite or master clues, mostly elites though. And then I'd love to spike a piece of third age one day. That'd be the dream, right?
Oh yeah.
But I'm not grinding
Did you
for it.
see
It's
my,
just kind of passive. Wait, you pulled something?
No, I hit the table.
No. Did you get potions?
Night.
Did you get potions?
I got potions.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's gross.
The best part was it was dead at night. It was like 12:15 in the morning or midnight, and I was bored in chat, so I said pausing, or no, I said pause, and then I clicked on the chest, and it was 15 extended anti-fires or whatever.
Oh my god, that's just the worst.
Super antis.
That's just the worst.
Nobody was in chat. It was just like an own goal. It was funny. But yeah, I don't even, I probably hit the table before. No, I probably haven't. I don't know. I'll have to check my loot tracker, but I didn't really know that existed for the longest time, so who knows?
Yeah, and it used to be that
really
elite clues had significantly worse table, like ultra rare, whatever the table's called, third age table. It used to be that elite clues you'd very rarely hit it. It was like worse than hards. But I think they adjusted that so they're better now. But there was a time. So yeah. Anyways, overall clue update.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. It's just nice that you don't have to drop your clues, or before when it was like 3-minute timer, you'd be maybe doing a session of top with the boys, or chambers, and you'd pull an elite clue on your first one. It's really awkward to say, hey guys, hold my beer while I go and finish my master clue. It might take 20 minutes. You don't want to be that guy, and then you feel like you're just losing out. So it's really the sweet spot to get these stackable clues in place.
I think for early game, with Slayer and hard clues, it was so annoying to go. You're trying to be efficient and do your hard clues because you need dehyde or something, and you kill 10 of your Slayer task and get one, and you're like, dude, I don't want to do this, but I feel it. Every second I stay here, I feel like I'm like being inefficient or wasting my time. So it's so nice to have 5, because by the time you hit 5, it's like, brother, if you're gonna do them, you should have done them. Like, come on now. At least do one so you can get one more.
Dude, I remember I did 500 elite clues while going through 99 Slayer, or 500 mass hards while going through 99 Slayer. Every time I would leave the task and do them.
Dang.
I don't even know why at some point.
I've done half of that to 99.
I used to do Hellhounds and like all sorts, and I would leave. I've done a ton of Wildy Slayer too, so you get the double drop rate with the ring.
Yeah.
So yeah, especially if you're in that multi cave. God, you can get so many clues.
Yeah, looking forward to doing. Maybe doing Wildy Slayer while I go for Void Waker, just in between hunting tasks. We'll see.
It's honestly great fun. I would highly recommend.
Yeah. Let's see here. Shall we jump into the news and updates?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm just realizing I didn't put the new Slayer quality of life in here.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be our main topic, right?
Perhaps. Yeah, I found a whole bunch of other stuff though, so we can.
Maybe we could save. Maybe we could save the Slayer QOL until it hits the game and then talk about it.
Yeah, and with Poplo.
Yeah, true. Because
there's just a lot to that. It looks awesome.
Yeah. Wait till the nerd comes back.
So in this week, a couple days ago, we got some updates. This week's updates: the player-owned house code was rewritten. It was apparently all spaghetti code, and they even joked it was built upon like dev prayers and hopes, which is funny. And nothing has changed for us today, but the back end has been totally reworked so they can more easily make customizable options, which I think is kind of hinting at the future. Hopefully, we can see a lot more, customization. I think a lot of games, love to talk about player-owned housing, and there's games like The Sims where your entire game is decorating your house, and I think people have always loved it. So being able to get more customizations would be welcome. I was just thinking today, I would love a mounted Slayer ring. Would you vote yes for that one?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. No eternal gem yet for you, eh?
No, I no gem.
Uh,
It's such a
um,
minor upgrade, but it is quality of life again.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be cool. Really just for the bank spots, but those are dead content now that you can buy them. Um, so I was gonna ask you what you would like to see in the POH. I just wrote down like it'd be cool if we could pick the colors and textures for the walls, the curtains. Like, not really for myself. I'd be the normie, which is black and red everything. But it'd be cool to like see someone like Jimmy just sit there for a week and customize his house, and you could go visit them and check out the cool things people do. Anything you want to see in the
Yeah,
player-owned
so you're
house? It could be
saying
functionality.
basically open it up to more like really small changes rather than just which room are you going to pick?
Yeah, like artistic endeavors, like Minecraft
Yeah,
style.
that makes sense where you have like a lot more tools available to you. I think that would be cool. That would be like the end goal, right? Where you can like design your own,
Yeah,
wallpapers, design your own crests, stick them everywhere, decide where you put the mounted glory, whatever, decide where your jewelry box goes, and it doesn't have to go in a certain room. Yeah, that'd be awesome if you could
you
properly
could like
organize
download
things.
other people's designs too.
Yeah, I would
Be
love
cool.
that. That would be a massive that would be a massive update though. If you're talking
Yeah,
about, yeah, I would definitely love that to come in the game. But if you're talking about more like realistic things like that they could add, I wouldn't mind seeing just more options for teleports or combining different room things together. So,
yeah,
a lot of the rooms are quite useless. Construction being arguably the most important non-combat skill in the game. Having access to a
yeah,
big POH is really great for getting around the game, especially early on a main or an iron. It's really important to be able to teleport around. That's one of the hardest things. So just having more customization and how many different mounted glories, because there's one thing I can't remember what it was, but you can't have a mounted myth cape and a mounted glory, I think. So just being able to add more teleports into more rooms, more customization on that front would be fun. It'd be cool if you could put up all your Slayer heads up in one room rather than just picking one of them. It's
yeah,
always been a bit disappointing to me. I'd love to.
yeah.
I'd
I
love to
think.
have add a farming patch to the house.
Oh shit! Okay, now we're
Where you
talking.
could grow your
A little
own.
herb,
Yeah, having like an herb or
hardwood tree
yeah,
patch.
having like
Yeah.
tree patches, being able to grow things in your house would be really cool in your POH. I think that would be
So
big.
that's a good segue because I was about to say I think RuneScape does a good job of houses serve for utility, not as a hangout spot. Which you'd think, well, don't you want your house to be a hangout spot? You don't because it's an MMO, and a lot of games have this problem where if you make your player-owned house too good, players never leave them. They're never out in the world. The game feels dead. So if you had, let's say, two teaks in your house, and you could one point or three teaks, and you could 1.5 tick teak, you take out that crazy experience for a new player, running around on Fossil Island, seeing Coxie running between three trees with a knife logging, like what is going on here? So I do like that the houses serve more as like a shortcut for everything. Because that's not common in most games. They're like they want you to build them to hang out and sit and RP in them, which can be bad for the game world.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think adding a couple patches to the house would change that though.
True, because they're already going to them a million times
Yeah, I'm
to
not. I'm
get
not.
around.
It's not like you're adding 3 hardwood patches. You'd be like limited to one of each, so you could just set up a cool little garden. You could hire
Right,
hire someone to look after different crops. You know.
for instance, like a bank chest initially sounds sweet, but actually would suck
Yeah, I don't
for an
want a
MMO.
bank chest. I don't think there should ever be a bank chest in the POH, but adding some like very small skilling elements that also add just a little bit of personality to each house would be nice.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't be able to see the cow role players at the crafting guild.
Oh yeah,
You check them out.
yeah. Big Bad Chad, the legend.
Yeah, Big Bad Chad, and there's a whole community.
Yeah,
I would love to interview
World
him.
479. You could
Wait,
ask him. I'm sure he'd come on.
I'm sure he'd hop
Interview
on. Yeah.
with Big Bad Chad, the
I,
World 479 cow cosplayer. Legend.
I caught him at Hydra.
What, in full cow?
No, he was off the clock, he says, but I never let him live it down. I've been ragging him about it. Like I caught him and red-handed, not being a cow. It's funny.
Damn, brutal.
He claims someone else was watching the pins. But
Guy should be.
I don't buy
Guy
it.
should hop when he's doing PVM. Clearly.
Yeah. So yeah, cool. New POH rework. I think that's a cool little foreshadowing. I'm sure it was just like a passion project for one of the devs who said they really wanted to do it. So hopefully we get to see that come to life. Moving forward, in that same blog, they said they added a new category to the report abuse menu called PvP cheating. So now you can report people you think are AHKing and the wilderness or an LMS. I thought that was pretty funny. There's already macroing or use of bots, but
yeah, it's a huge problem in PKing HK. It has been for a long time. And just clients that will change your prayers for you, so you don't even have to think about it. And then, because I watch a fair few PKing streamers, at least their YouTube videos, to like catch up on them. And something that I've noticed recently is there's also been straight up PKing bots, especially at Black Chins. They have like low level pures, and they'll come with the same gear every time, and they're decent as well. Like you got to work to kill them, and yeah,
there's some like Terminator bots, I call them, that are like legit, very legit.
Yeah, they're real, and and if you're how could you ever get into PK? How could you ever get into PKing? It's so challenging to get into. You need such high APM, and there's so much to learn. And even then, like the barriers is massive, right? You gotta make it pure, and then you're gonna just get ragged by these bots all day for like perfect tri-breeding. It's a tough look.
And the money, you got to come up with the money. I mean, not only to training costs money for like new players. If you have a 10 mil bank, like, it costs money to train your skills.
Making a pure is pretty cheap.
Outside
days.
Of that,
making a pure is affordable.
Yeah, right. That's the least of the concerns, but you have to have the money to lose, even in rags. I mean, while you're learning, you're gonna be losing a lot. So I don't know. You could probably create a good setup, losing 300K or so each time, but
yeah,
you're probably going to want to start risking it for better chances.
I have a level 75 pure. It's pretty decent, but I haven't used it in years. Like I had it from years and years and years ago. I just trained it on the side. It's fully geared, but I mean, I just have no reason to break it out. Sometimes it gets broken out during bingos to kill rag people that are like very low level. Bothering us at the multi bosses, but that's basically it.
Yeah. I did write down a question. Have you had a big wilderness loss? Funny story to share, or
like lost any items?
Yeah, like back in the day, or any smite scenarios that make you cringe.
Well, there's been 3 on my Iron Man. So nothing crazy, but the first one I was doing Kriara. And was doing it with the Bofas before I had a T-bow, or maybe Bofa was better than T-bow, I can't remember. I did it with the Bofa and I sat in the corner. By the way, if you've never done that method, it's goated. Never do chins. Just sit in the corner on task. Sometimes they're rough kills, but I used to get good trips. So I highly recommend that. Anyways, one thing I decided to do was teleport. I was using my house to like tele to God Wars or something. And we'd been doing a lot of wilderness stuff at the time too. I think I was grinding for the hilt from Callisto. So I ended up teleporting to Gorok or something, which is right, level 40 wilderness. And I was in my full Kriara gear. So I had the Ellie with me, had the full crystal, everything.
Ooh.
I mean, luckily I had 14 brews, so and it was old school times when you could You couldn't PJ through monsters, and there's the ice warriors there. So I don't think anyone would have got me, but I ran it down south and tellied out. The other time I was doing 99 prayer, I tellied in on a high risk world, but I only had my Dinny B with me. And the guy,
Nice.
or maybe I was, you know what? I don't think it was a high risk world, but I was skulled from doing revs. And I ended up being able to protect item on the Dinny B, so I was good.
Nice.
And then the third time I was tutorial skipping like an idiot. I think I was drunk, and I teleported to Anagirl with my full setup. It was disgusting. I had all my cannonballs, max range gear, Venator bow, 50,000 amethyst arrows, my master scroll book that probably has 100 mil of scrolls in it. Yeah, everything. It would have been a juicy PK, but there was no one there, and I was on mobile, didn't even log out, just ran up to the obelisk in 50 wildy and tellied out. So I got lucky. I got very lucky. What about you? You had any close calls?
No, I avoided. Oh, I had a really minor one. I was doing bingo, and we were going for the Void Waker or something, and I mean this one's super minor, but I got a dragon pick, but it was my third one or second one. It was a dupe. And I'm doing bingo, so like the rules change for what I'm willing to leave on. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay. Like it's not worth banking. Of course, died, lost the pick, and then immediately realized I could have used it for the master stash, or I could have kept it at TOA. So I haven't gotten another one yet because I haven't been back out there, but that was just like a facepalm moment. Like, why did I stay for another few kills?
It's okay. You'll get another. You'll get another 30 or 40.
I'll get like 14.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
I think I'm up to 40 now. You rake him in eventually. You rake him in eventually.
Yeah, so that one wasn't actually painful. It was just like a dumb moment. Outside of that, though, I am so cautious when it comes to wilderness content. I mean, I truly only wear what I'm willing to lose. I 3 item. I never 4 item because I don't trust myself. I'm not willing to face the regret. I'd rather get slower kills than ever face like getting smited for something. I'm not saying that's efficient or smart, but that's just me.
I think that's most people, Hoyt.
Yeah, I never protect item. I know a lot of people are like, it's a huge damage increase if you bring that 4th item, but I can't bring myself to do it. I don't Trevor Parchment anything either, because one day when I feel more competent out there, I will, but it's just not worth it for me because I love just dying and regearing and getting out there like no tilt.
That's totally fair.
Yeah. On the other end of things, have you ever gotten a big PK, big ante, or any surprise?
Oh, I certainly have, Mr. Hoyt. I did go for revs maybe 2 years ago now, maybe 3 years ago. I went for the rev green log once the update came through. Ended up doing like 12,000 revs. I'd done some before, and I love wilderness content in general, so I had no problem going for it. I would just tutorial skip for the tasks, and then I would grind them out. But I was doing that night safe spot for a little bit, especially when I was like just relaxing. And I would bring like proper rag gear. I'd bring venge sacks just so people would stop smiting me and I wouldn't lose my amulet of avarice because I was just crossbowing them. And I ended up killing this guy. I killed a couple people, but it usually wasn't anything. But I ended up killing a guy and I got his Elder Maul, which was pretty insane. It was only worth like 15 mil at the time. And I sacrificed it for the economy. I always sacrifice the kills.
Oh man, that's gonna feel good.
It does feel good. I think last bingo I got a smoke battle staff and a couple other, like a 4 or 5 mil PK I ended up sacrificing too. It's good fun.
That's awesome. I want to do revs just for the obelisk, but that's a pretty brutal grind, isn't it?
By the time you get the weapons, if that's your goal, then you should be pretty close to getting the obelisk. These days, if I was to do that grind again, it's so much easier on task that when this new Slayer update comes out, you're going to have both a Turiel block list and a Crystallia block list, so you're going to be getting tons of Slayer tasks. I would just rune crossbow, rag range, anti-dragon shield, or whatever the hell you want, rune kite shield, and then just kill orcs in level 27 wilderness. Especially if you can pie boost up to the shortcut, you're gonna get a lot of PKers with that. If you die, you die. It's not a big deal. You basically risk nothing. You make tons of money doing it. Would highly recommend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love collection logs, so I'll be getting out there.
I think the only downside of the Revenant update, you get the weapons way quicker, but in doing so, you also have way less charges to use. So I do have a lot of friends who have gotten the weapons they wanted, but maybe they got them super early, they can barely use them. So that is a downside.
Yeah.
Though I've heard that it's not too bad now that you can trade in relics for money. Instead of trading them in for money, you can trade them in for ether, but I don't even know if I would do that.
I've heard the ether isn't enough for what they are, but it's certainly better than nothing. But I think a lot of people wish they were a bit more generous on the trade-in value.
Yeah, it's not ideal. I'd rather have the money most of the time, but yeah, Revs is a fun grind. I enjoyed pretty much all of it. Yeah, the PKers can be annoying, but you can just hit them back with your crossbow, bring a couple venge sacks, and that should get them to stop smiting you if you're even risking anything.
Yeah, I think this isn't a unique take or anything, but what turns me off from the wilderness is being interrupted. And I love this game, and I'm a skiller because I like getting in a flow, right? I like blasting my trance music and getting in this cycle where you zone out and you're just clicking. And you cannot, you can't do that in the wilderness. You'll get interrupted by a bot. It comes into your Vedion guild and starts attacking it with you, and you're like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
It's part and parcel, right?
But yeah, it's part of the deal, and it is a lot of fun. You just have to, it's a different experience.
Would recommend if Revs is your main grind ever, have like a side thing you're doing. So if it ever gets too hot, like maybe you've seen, 4 or 5 PKers on the hour, you say, okay, I'm gonna tap out for now. Because there are genuinely times you go to the Revs and I wouldn't see a PKer for like 3 hours. You could just grind all night, no interruptions, finish a full task without seeing anyone. And then there are other times you log into every single world, there are bots, there are always PKers. It's just a bit of a roll of the dice. So have a backup and you should be good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good advice for a lot of grinds, but especially like heavily botted things like that, or with PKers, peak times. Okay, and then on this topic of the wilderness, there's been kind of some talk around. Well, first off, they introduced the Castle Wars crates, right? People, I'm not gonna say abused them, but people used them for a couple of days, and then they like rolled them back, and now they're just blighted items. And then Soul Wars. A lot of early game Ironmen would go there for their adamant bolts and just alkables and just disproportionate rewards. So it's kind of the meta, but now they've changed those. From what I understand, there's like none of that anymore. Same pet chance, but the loot's kind of garbage. How do you feel about the LMS shop with rune arrows? Would you... Myself, I would kind of like to see just blighted rewards or cosmetics. The rune arrow meta, I don't have any problem with it, because if you want to do LMS for multiple hours, then I don't know, more power to you. But just wanted to see your thoughts, if you thought that was a problem for the early game GP meta or not.
I think it's only early game GP meta if you're actually good at LMS. Yeah, which is true. Such a small amount of players that I don't think it's
just a cold one.
Yeah, I mean, he got like 40 mil or something from doing LMS, but he would win a significant portion. So I don't think it's very relevant. I think it's okay to have access to some rune arrows. Like, yeah, you can go get a couple LMS points, maybe get like 200 or 300 arrows, and it should last you quite a while. If you're like doing some extremely early TOA or something like that with an MSB or chambers or whatever you're doing. I think it's not horrible that you have access to at least some arrows. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like I'm so far removed from the early GP meta of irons. Like, I made most of my money the old fashioned way of just doing Slayer tasks.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, and
but
I'm
these,
just permanently poor because I would turn my GP into XP some way or
you got to
another.
do that though. So I mean, that's just part of the mode itself. Is that you need the
Hmm.
GP and you need to be spending it. So I don't love that LMS is BIS, but it's only really that good if you're good at LMS, which has got to be such a small percentage of the population that I think if people
Certainly
knew.
not new players.
No, so if like new hardcores want to speed up their early game, then I don't really care.
Yeah. And it brings people into LMS, which every actual player at LMS instead of a bot is a great thing. Not unless, if I'm trying to get points, I prefer the bots. But I think LMS is great content.
Yeah,
So
with the
yeah,
I
I don't
don't
think
love it
it's
for
a real
the
issue.
rune pouch. It's faster. It's so much faster than Slayer. It feels troll to not do it. And some people don't
Yep.
like PKing. I don't like that, but they're coming out with a change that allows you to get it from MTA, which I think most new players will do in the future.
Interesting. I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
cool.
slightly less than Bones to Peaches in terms of time. So you're looking at maybe what's
Wow.
Bones to Peaches? Is it 10 hours? Something like that.
If
If
even.
even maybe with
Yeah,
some
it's
changes like
maybe 6, 8.
6 to 8. So you're
Yeah.
looking at like 5 hours of it to get your rune pouch. So that's a new change. It's coming out with the Slayer quality of life update that we'll talk about when it hits the game. So I'm glad they're
That's
adding a new
nice.
option because rune pouch is such a key aspect of the game. You really need one right away.
It is funny. It's like you want this really important item. Go do one of the two mini games that are the most controversial. Like a lot of people hate LMS, and everybody hates MTA. Some people, obviously, more people like LMS, but you're more Reddit casuals who, even myself, really struggle to get kills starting out. I mean, it can be grueling,
It's true. I mean, mains
but
could just buy their rune pouch, right?
yeah.
So it's easy for you, which I
Yep.
think is good. I think it's good that you can buy a rune pouch. I remember you never used to be able to, and I had to grind 1,000 points to get one on the main. Horrible.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
worth. I mean, it was worth, but also it felt so grueling. And there's so many other Slayer upgrades that I needed at the time. I wanted ring bling. I
Yeah.
wanted big. I can probably already had bigger and badder, but I wanted to get all these updates. I wanted to get a colored Slayer helm. There were things that were also important to me. I wanted to extend certain tasks, but I felt I needed that rune pouch. It was so many points.
Yeah. Yeah, that is brutal early on, I remember. Um looking into that. All right. Moving forward, they mentioned the player support roadmap, which they first revealed in April, really because we got a new CEO, Mod North. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I
Heartless?
remember the news about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I felt like the whole time. I'm gonna try to be a little more conservative with my takes here. I don't want to, badmouth Jagex much, but um, I did feel like this was totally just a Mod North thing. I mean, he would even say that, but it was like customer support. There's like a gun behind the camera. They're like, read the script. So even if they thought that it was totally impractical, they're just gonna make these wild promises. And I don't remember what the timeline they said, but it was like 6 months or a year or somewhere around that. But like any business, they were being smart and conservative. Like we don't know when the official dates of this would be, but moving on, they gave us some updates. Um, they said character switching on mobile is in progress, which I think is awesome. I've tried to like collect bingo payments on one account, and I'm like, I'm not even going to log out on mobile because it's such a pain in the ass. I'm gonna go to like my desktop in the other room to log in. Um, so that's cool, but again, they just said in progress. There's like three other things they just said in progress. Um, Jagex launcher for Linux, they said, is on their radar. for the 1% of the player base playing on Linux.
You strike me as a
Um,
Linux guy.
I mean, I would, yeah. I've looked into it, but that
Yeah,
was
there
like
he is.
2011. But yeah, I mean, um, either way, the problem was that their news was just that it was on their radar. Like, we hear you, but it wasn't nothing. Yeah, they didn't say they were going to do it or anything. So that was just a nothing burger. And then they use an AI support bot, and they now have a new version that's live and new and improved, and asks questions better, and gets more relevant information. Stuff like that. I'm not going into much detail because there wasn't much detail in the post. It was just, hey, you guys have been calling us out because we haven't said anything about this since April. We're letting you know that we see you calling us out and things are kind of moving. So yeah, I don't know. Anything you want to add
the
on?
glacial movement of the OSRS player customer support. Something's never changed. It's a meme for a reason, but hopefully this gives everyone like an entry point. It's tough to say. Like, I can only imagine how many claims they get and how many of them are total bullshit as well.
Yeah,
like it's
and
tough to
if
differentiate
you've
the
worked,
real player, from or the real stories from the fake. It's a tricky situation, but hopefully this helps out.
yeah, and if you've worked in a large organization, large business, things that seem like so simple, easy fixes, just do this, just do that, are anything but that. They're so complicated, and you have too many chefs in the kitchen at all times, and you have to get approvals for every little thing, and this relatively simple roadmap turns into, I know when they said 6 months or 1 year, I was just rolling my eyes because I was like, yeah, right, dude. Like, it just, a lot of people don't realize it if they never worked in these big organizations, that how slow things
Especially
move.
if you're in
It would,
government, right?
yeah, yeah. I haven't even done that, and that's probably 10 times
Oh
as
yeah,
slow.
yeah.
So
I work in government. It's extremely slow.
yeah, it's just like it's a job for like I can't think of the saying, but it's a fool's errand. That's what I'm trying to say. A lot of these things. So I felt like Mod North was very eager to get us on his side, and he knew that player support was a problem, which is great that he knows it's a problem. But he's like, I'm gonna fix it right now. It's like, no, you're not. I appreciate you trying though, but let's be real here. And then you put Aiza on camera with a gun to him. It's like, say the script, you're gonna fix it.
Like an 04 Bin Laden video.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh god.
Uh,
Don't let Aiza hear
uh,
that one. But yeah, no, I'm happy they're
dude.
moving forward. I think this will be a good solution if it pans out.
I feel bad for him is what I'm saying. Some people might think it's the employees or something. I feel for him. So nothing really productive there. Just they released an update. Moving forward, something that was productive, they released 3 new player guides, and these are kind of like blog posts. They were blog posts, but they're actually really in depth. So one of them was for combat, one of them was for settings, and the third one was for like what to do in the game. Because a lot of people, this is actually a really funny tangent. When I started playing in 2004 or whatever, I did Tutorial Island, and then it sent me to Lumbridge, and I remember telling my friend the next day, I was like, how do I go back to like the other island? Because I don't want to like be in Lumbridge. Because the other island told you what to do. It held your hand, and I was like, 8 years old or whatever. And it was just hilarious because I was like, no, dude, like I want to go back. I'm like, I'm not having fun in this open world. So this guide kind of helps you plan goals, and it tells you things you should check out if you're looking for something to do. So diaries, quests, leveling, skilling. But the combat guide, just to tell you the caliber of these guides, you click on it, the very first section is a 100 BPM metronome, and it teaches you how to combo eat,
Awesome.
which was just crazy to me.
Awesome, but also it seems a lot for a new player.
It is, but it's also like, I don't know, you kind of got to rip the Band-Aid off, and we don't need another guide showing you to like left click on a cow.
Yeah, that's fair.
mean,
You want to get the guides to be a bit more advanced,
know,
is what you're saying, like roughly, so that people don't need to use the wiki.
yeah,
Do you think this is because people don't? I mean, like realistically, if you're gonna play a game like RuneScape, you're gonna be into the YouTube. You're gonna be watching creators to learn. You're gonna be watching your, Theoatrix guides to get the my bar boy to get the lowdown on how to get 70 hunter. Or whatever it is, like the different methods. I think that's ultimately what players will do. Maybe this is a bit of an extension towards players who don't want to do that, who want to just play the game as is, especially since there's a lot of WoW players coming over from there. The new player experience in WoW. What do you think of the new player experience in WoW compared to RuneScape? Is it easier? Definitely hold your hand more, because there's not as much to do. Gotta tell you, Hoyt, I've played WoW. I've played every character to level 20 because I thought it was really fun.
Oh yeah, free trial.
Yeah, free trial, because they actually hooked me with my friend and I used to play a ton of We played League, and then when we got too tired for League, we'd play Hearthstone in the evening. And we wanted to get this Lady Liadrin skin for Paladin, so they were like, "You need to reach level 20 on a new account." So we decided to go over and play some WoW, and we knew all the characters from Hearthstone. We were Hearthstone addicts. It was so fun. The first one we did was Undead. Unbelievable fun we had going through. I mean, the quests were dog shit. Like, it was like, "Hey, my patch is being raided by Murlocs," and then kill 10 Murlocs, and now you're good. Or, go and fetch me 5 pumpkins, lad. It was a lot of fetch quests, but we still had a blast. We loved seeing all the characters. The cities were really cool. It felt open world, but they also guided you reasonably well. Great time. So much fun that we ended up doing it on all the characters. But then we did a couple, like, I don't know if they would be raids. They felt like raids. We called them raids. Dungeons. Yeah, they must have been dungeons, but we did a couple. We would always pick like characters that would complement each other. So yeah, we had a lot of fun doing it. Did a couple of the dungeons as well, and generally felt like it was quite linear in its progression. But RuneScape, it's like they dump you in Lumbridge and then boom, here you go, have fun, kid.
Yeah, and they describe it as like a theme park MMO versus sandbox, where you hop in the cart and you're on a track. And it's kind of annoying with WoW because like you can't go to the next zone until you're this power level, till you reach this part of a quest. So, they're two different. It's certainly kind of easier in WoW because it's, I don't know, really hard to compare because they're different philosophies. But I think the reason they started this combat guide out with a metronome and like combo eats is because when I tell somebody who's familiar with the video game industry, I play RuneScape, I genuinely think they think I'm just left clicking on cows and staring at the screen drooling,
Yeah, exactly.
So I think the combat guide says, hey, this game is actually like, let me pull the curtain and show you what's actually going on. This game actually has a lot of skill expression for you to come enjoy. I think you're right though. It's way too much to give to a new player because then they're like, "Oh my god, I need to be thinking every 100 BPM."
The thing is about a new player is you don't want to be overwhelmed.
Yeah, you don't need to combo eat until. I mean, Jad, if you take a hit, or if it's like you don't need that for a long time.
Yeah, and I feel like it. Obviously, this game is built on nostalgia, so if you're a returning player, you kind of have an idea what's going on a little bit. So having no guide is no problem because you can just sort of do the things you did as a kid. You just wander around, just mess around, get stuck in. If you're a WoW player coming over, maybe it's quite overwhelming because it's very different.
Yeah.
There's I don't know. The last game I played that didn't hold my hand at all. I mean, a lot of modern video games. I watched a lot of the speed runs this year, the SGDQ. A ton of the
Oh
games are
yeah.
so linear. They just have yellow paint everywhere you need to jump. It's so dumb. I almost appreciate a game that doesn't hold your hand too much. And Baldur's Gate 3 was exactly like that. Zero hand holding.
Yeah.
You're just like, here you go. Especially if you don't know much about D&D, you're screwed. It's so challenging to understand what to do, especially since it's a totally different style of game than most people have played, like CRPG. So I know my sister started playing Baldur's Gate well after I had been fully addicted and beat it multiple times. And she said, "Oh, I'm just in love with the characters in the story, but I hate the combat because she likes to have her hand held through video games." So totally fair. It's just you're right. Different philosophies, right?
Are you a Leagues enjoyer?
I
Leagues?
only played the last league. It was the first league I played, and I have
And why is that?
because typically I felt like I had so much to do on my account, my main game account, that I didn't want to, in a sense, waste time on a league's account that was just temporary. And I get that it's fun and stuff, but it just felt like a bit of a chore to get the rewards that I wanted. Whereas this last time, I did do it for the rewards. Genuinely, there was a bunch that I wanted to do, and I set myself a goal. I had a good time. Seeing 5 purple lights at top was awesome, but it got a little old in the tooth after a while. I definitely wouldn't have gone for a bunch of the points. I think I tapped out at 20, 25, 30k. It has a limit. It has a limit for me. That's what I'm saying. What about you? I know you're a big leagues guy.
That's a long tangent. I got my first Dragon Cup the last leagues, and I got it like the day before it was up because I had a 2-week vacation in it. So I went so hard because I wanted just one Dragon Cup. But I asked the question because Leagues was so overwhelming. I mean, you poured in at Lumbridge, and there's menus on systems, and like you kind of want to be efficient, and it's just I remember like the feeling of my brain like slowing down to a drag because it was so much to take in. And that certainly turned me away from some previous leagues. I got a bronze cup on the very first leagues because I just started the game and way too much. So I quit like one day in, and then I got like a silver one, and then like an adamant, and then finally dragon on the 4th. So I was making this comparison because I think a lot of people, when they play RuneScape for the first time, they feel like I felt with leagues, where there's just so freaking much. There's diaries, and you can't really escape that feeling. And it's an important feeling to figure out how to embrace and how to boil down. But there's like this wave of initial information that I think just paralyzes people when they start.
Yeah, I get that. So you want to kind of isolate. You don't want to overwhelm them with too much too quickly. You want to drip feed the information to them as a new player, right? So you want to stay, focus on new player guide should really be focused on getting players started on the initial quests, getting them started on using their gear to kill things, basically just walking them through all the skills, which I guess Tutorial Island does, so I don't really know what I'm saying. But obviously, if you were to say to a new player, if we had a new player join us on the pod, they just started playing, what would you recommend to them, Hoyt? What would you recommend they do?
I have a very simple progression. We'll see if I can remember it to even tell people, but I'd probably tell them Barrow's Gloves with Efficient Quest Guide, safe first one. But really, in the big picture, I would say Quest Cape, Diary Cape, and then after that it gets kind of sticky. If you're a skiller, you max Cape. But but you should get Infernal Cape before that, Quiver. So I put like Max,
Oh,
Infernal.
you're going
Quiver,
you're
all
going
right
crazy
there.
though, because you haven't even done
I
those
do
three
go crazy.
things.
That's like the 5-year
That's way
plan.
too much.
No,
No way you
right.
give them a 5-year plan when they start. That's insane. Hoyt, you're
But
overwhelming them.
I'd say efficient quest guy.
Efficient. I wouldn't even say
There it
that.
is.
I would say quest. AFK. Learn to teach them about crabs, how to AFK your skills, because that's going to be really good to get into later game stuff.
True.
And then I would say try out Slayer, and then I would tell them to work towards sort of an end goal of maybe getting a fire cape one day. That would be the progression, I would say, for a new player.
I think the if
Getting-
you take the
yeah.
quest cape skill requirements, I think that's a really good goal because they're like 70s in most of them. It's like here's kind of the skills you'll need eventually.
Yeah, Barrow's Gloves is still like the classic. Right?
Go crazy. Yeah, Barrow's Gloves is almost. I remember the first 6 months of my account, I just went for the quest cape, and I hated it. But I tell people it's like your high school diploma. Everybody has to do it. Nobody likes it, but you kind of need to get one before you can go out in the real world, right? You can't get a job without a high school diploma or a GED in the US. And nobody likes it. Well, some people like questing. I'm making it sound worse than it is, but truly, it's just something you kind of got to do. And that kind of
progresses
sucks,
your
but
account and
you end
gives
up
you
loving
it progresses
quests.
your account and gives you goals, right?
Yeah. And by the time you finish all the quests, you love them. But in the beginning, you're like, this sucks, dude. It's just a never ending list.
Yeah, and never ending and continually growing. There are so many quests now.
Yeah.
But it gives you a lot of stuff to do, and that's like the important thing, right? Like having a laundry list of goals to work towards is like kind of the key to keeping your motivation and enjoying the game, I think. And on a menu, it's a lot quicker. You get through those goals a lot faster, and sort of have to start setting your own. And then, yeah, we talked about how it can lead to burnout, but on like if you're playing an Iron Man, it's probably not your first time playing the game. Might be your second, might be, but it's more likely your second time. So the goals are kind of set for you, which make it so enjoyable.
Yeah, I think RuneScape's unique in that you kind of have to, you don't have to overwhelm people, but you have to let go of their hand. Otherwise, they will not enjoy this game. If you are in a clan chat asking every question instead of looking it up on wiki yourself, you will fail. Because eventually someone won't be online to answer your question and you'll be stuck. So it really leans on this like industriousness that you need to learn. You need to learn to find information yourself. And you'll be wrong sometimes.
Also, your clan members will get pissed at you if you ask everything instead of checking the wiki once in a while.
Yeah, seriously, like we all know the type.
Yeah.
You have to get over that quickly. Whereas World of Warcraft, there's like a button you press, and it's like, here's the main quest. You should do this. Here's the quest you picked up. You know, it's intentionally hand holding. Both have their pros and cons, but I like RuneScape because I like the spreadsheets and I like the deep research. You spend times like restless at night just going through the wiki looking at this or that because you keep thinking about it, you know. So
yeah, the content is there to be consumed, that's for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, those are the 3 new player guides. Really, they're just blog posts. So if you guys know someone who's starting, check those out. I was actually impressed. I didn't read through each of them, but there's one on combat, one on settings, and one on like how to set goals. So good on Jagex for that. I think Mod Sarni was behind them, so kudos to him. All right, so up next, we do have Yama. So Yama's been out for about 90 days, which I had to triple check because time has just been flying. But yeah, it seems about right. So overall, thoughts? First off the bat, I was really happy that we finally have a reason to use the purging staff. What do you think about that?
I think it's nice that the purging staff has a use for sure. I'm down. I'm down for that. I think that's a good touch. I think the game has been a little bit too demon baney recently. Personally, I think they need to kind of cap it now, and we're gonna.
I think they can move on.
Move on to more generic things, because basically all you need is the demon bane weapons, and you can cruise through the whole game.
I did think it was kind of weird. The Doom of Macchiato is demon bane because it's a freaking bug. I mean, I understand the lore, but really, that seemed like kind of a stretch.
Yeah, it felt a little bit strange. I mean, not really strange, but it's just a little bit annoying that they've had so many back-to-back demon updates, but it is what it is. Like, at some point, I'm sure they're going to stop now because the community's probably had enough of Demon Bane.
Yeah, I'm glad that I thought for a second we'd have to have 3 synapses. And I'm really glad to learn that you don't. You just need this Scobo and Emberlight's nice to have. But I'm really glad they haven't stepped into the territory of needing 3, really just for us Iron Men and for mains. I mean, they're expensive.
I mean, honestly, on an Iron now, I'd get all 3. The Slayer experience is crazy there.
Right, but if you're 99, I mean, you're gonna...
Yeah, I only have 2, and I'm like getting away with it. But if you're jumping back and forth between Doom and Yama specifically, yeah, probably 2 is the best, is like what you need these days, but 3 would be ideal. But yeah, you can jump back and forth between the staff and the bow. They're pretty easy to make.
Yeah. Very easy to make, and you don't have to go to the wilderness anymore to revert them, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So kudos to Jagex for that. But yeah, continuing here, you have a 1 in 120 chance to get a piece of Oathplate as a solo. So 1 in 240 as a duo. And I'm assuming 3 minutes per duo kill. That's correct, right? Around there?
Yeah, it's around. It's around there. It's definitely better to do it in a. It's better to do it in a duo, is what I should say. Solo, the boss is like quite a lot harder. It takes a little more time. It's probably more akin to doing, Sonny's Nightmare, and then doing it in a duo is way more chill. Maybe more like doing Zulrah. You can like really, really relax with a duo. You kill it so much quicker. There's not as much stress, especially in that final phase. I think I really like the boss in that you can come at it from different angles. You can either mage and just chill. If you want to mage, you can be like a lower skill level player. You don't need to worry about getting involved with all these melee fly methods that you need to use to sort of kill the boss efficiently. And then if you are a main who is more PVM inclined and you want to learn it, it is a lot more fun to do it with melee. You can also get into it on an Iron Man meleeing like really early. All you need is a purging staff and an Ember Light, and you can get stuck in like minimal gear. It takes almost no supplies to kill the boss. It's very straightforward. So in that regard, it's also great. It's quite an accessible boss. I didn't think it was going to be when they first sort of pitched it, but yeah, it's very accessible. What do you think? What do you think about it?
How many KC have you done so far?
I've done about.
You've been doing a bunch of it.
Kind of. I didn't get in as much as I'd like because I've been kind of going gung ho on Tob, or at least I was before I started my maxing arc. So I've definitely done some. I've done like 350. I got super spooned. I got 2 pieces of Oathplate.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the helmet on 12 KC on day 1.
Holy.
And then I got the legs maybe on 150.
That's awesome.
So it's been good. Obviously, the Rite of Vile Transference, the double death charge upgrade is insane. Like, you have to go and get that if you're on an account. It's such a good quality of life change. It's massive DPS, especially if you have access, especially for Doom. Like, if you're doing that new boss, you really need the double death charge.
Yeah. I've done like 8 KC. I just wanted to go in there and try it out. I will be going for the guaranteed file transference at 100 KC. It's guaranteed if you open a dossier after 100. So just hold on to your first one if you get one early, and then open it after 100. And then I'll probably go do a couple side grinds and then come back, get Oath Plate so I can go grind the Ultor ring. So that's kind of my progression that I see. But no, I really like Yama. I'll admit, it's pretty intimidating. I've done a healthy small amount of PVM, and it's fun. But man, when you hit that last phase, it is so much. And I was learning the Dolo Fly or Duo Fly, Dono Fly. That's it with an N, Dono Fly. I was learning that, and it was really fun. But we were my first 8KC, probably 20 attempts or more. Just
it's tough. It's tough to learn for sure. When you
tough.
Get the hang of it, though, it's very easy.
Yeah, I believe that.
Overall boss design is fun though to kill for sure.
Yeah, it seems like the set is somewhere around 60 hours. Does that sound right to you efficiently on rate?
Yeah, that's about right. It's definitely way more. It's way better to do it. I think one of the problems with this multiple. I'm not even going to talk about the armor yet. That's where the real problem lies. But the getting a duo partner is quite hard now because the armor is not that expensive, and people aren't really doing the boss anymore unless you're an Iron Man. Like, there's really not much coming in. It's partially to do with botting. Like, it's very easily botted. And there's been a lot of pieces. There's been a lot of pieces coming into the game. Like, the set is under 200 mil now.
Wow.
Speaking of the set,
I heard it dropped. But
it's I think the Oath Plate set is problematic for the game.
I agree.
I think if the game was just Iron Man, I think it's a fine set. But it's way too strong. It's way, way, way too strong for how cheap and how accessible it is. And I know we're talking about like getting players into the game and stuff, but I think it should have a set effect. I think you should have to use the whole thing, just like Inquisitors, if they're going to make niche sets that are great for it. Like Inquisitors is good for Crush, and if Oathblade is great for Slash, then I think you should really have to use like the whole thing to get a big set. If they want, I'm partially biased because Torva and Blood Torva look so cool. A lot of late game players are pretty, end game PVMers aren't very happy about the fact that you have to wear a Torva helm and 2 pieces of Oath Plate in most situations. They think it's kind of janky, that you should just be wearing one armor set. And I think I generally agree with that sentiment. But of course, from an Iron Man perspective, it's a crazy upgrade and like totally a reasonable grind. So from that perspective, I think it's cool for progression, but yeah, I think the armor is too strong.
Yeah, that's interesting because I wasn't really expecting you to say that if it was Iron Man only, then the set would be fine. But I feel like it just invalidates Torva and Bandos and is too easy. I mean, it's not easy to get, but it is.
Bandos is useless now on an Iron Man. You don't need Bandos. It's dead content.
Yeah.
And Torva's a different set of issues. Torva never should have been on the next table. The next has way too many good items on the table. It should just be the ZCB and the Van Braces. That boss sucks. I've done thousands of kills. And I think a lot of people would agree with me that Torva should have come from a raid or it should have been somewhere else, but it shouldn't have been in Nex. Nex's drop table is way too bloated. So that's why I mean, from a Iron's perspective, if you get your full Oath Plate and then you just need to get one piece of Torva and then you have kind of your best in slot DPS at most bosses. Because the difference between wearing helm versus chest and legs is basically negligible. It's like a percentage accuracy or DPS over wearing like Torva legs and then Oathplate chest and helm. So from that perspective, like whatever, but I think from a mains perspective, yeah, it's kind of invalidating a lot of grinds, and it's way too cheap for how strong it is.
Yeah, I'm on one hand, I'm grateful because it benefits me greatly. Like, I haven't done Nex because I don't have a Fang still. But Yeah, so can you explain that for the layman? Torva is going to be used anywhere with low defense, and uh, Oathblade's can be used anywhere with high slash
E-
defense. Is that
Exactly. So basically, as a philosophy on bosses, Jagex has been releasing bosses that won't have their defense reduced past a certain point because they were pretty bored of Warhammerscape back in the day. Like, we used to just
yeah?
crush, like, especially Tob is a perfect example when it came out. Back then, we used to just put every boss to 0 defense and then deal as much damage as possible to it, which becomes the most efficient way to kill it. So they didn't really like that, so they started adding bosses where they have relatively high defense, so accuracy means a little bit more. Where was I going with this? Torva is, they give you no offensive bonuses, no accuracy, it's just strength bonus. It's incredibly strong. It's like a step up from Bandos in terms of strength bonus. I think it's 2 on each of the pieces, and then obviously it has the helm, which has 8 strength. So you would use Torva where everything's have super low defense because the max hits mean more to you because you're basically hitting the monster every single time. So examples of that would be Toa, things have relatively low defense, and you stab as well. Vorkath, where else? Basically it. I'm serious. That's like all. And then in the rooms, at Tob, where you're 0 defensing, like Zarpus, Zarpus is better at Maiden, where you're 0 defensing. Like, very few rooms that you're actually getting to 0 defense now. And especially because Scythe is so strong, Oathplate giving you that extra accuracy, and you're losing a little bit of strength bonus from the Torva, yes, but the accuracy is massive for all these bosses that have such high defenses. Now all of a sudden full Oathplate or 2 pieces of Oathplate is best in slot at essentially every boss where the Scythe is useful.
Yeah, I'm asking because, and thank you for that. I was asking because it seems to me, as someone who has neither set and who isn't there yet, it just felt like Torva's obnoxiously difficult to get, and people like yourself know Heartless. When you go try there, it's just crazy nightmare stories. So here is a set that is basically just as good, even better in some areas, a quarter of the time to get. You're welcome. It felt like the Bofa and Tebow. Like, Tebow is so hard to get. Let's give someone, a Bofa that they're going to be using for hundreds and thousands of hours.
Kind of, except it's not quite the same as that because the Tebow is way better than the Bofa. All my Bofa boys out there, I was there.
Right.
You get a Tebow and you start hitting 90s, you start to figure out how good that thing is. It's more like the difference between...
Yeah, yeah.
That's not quite the right example. It's like the difference between... God, I don't know.
Just felt like Torva's... Yeah, if the Tebow sucked, basically.
But I'm trying to...
It seems like Torva, like, there's so few places to use it now, and that seems so wrong. Like, I want it to still be this, Blood Torva, prestigious, but I'm glad to hear it's still used at Toa, but seeing people at Tob now with 1 piece of Torva and 2 pieces of this much faster armor to get seems like just
it's too strong for how easy Yama is and how quickly you can get access to it. I don't love that. Like, I'm not like against, like, obviously I have 2 pieces, I'm happy using it. I'm not against there being an in between Torva and Bandos, of course, but I feel like you just invalidate Bandos totally. You invalidate Torva totally, which is fine because honestly, the less of it, the better. Because Next sucks ass. But yeah, I just think generally,
I'm not as worried about.
It's hard to put my finger
so
on
old.
it. Sure. Yeah, Bandos
is so old. Who cares?
You still need to. You want to go for a
me.
BGS, right? Because it's pretty easy to access these days.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, Blood Moon, completely invalidated Bandos.
Mm-hmm.
Blood Moon came out a month after I finished my set, or 2 months.
But it's one of the best account changing pieces of content they've ever released. Perilous Moons.
Yeah, and you do still need Bandos components for Torva. There's always going to be that argument, but yeah, I don't know. So we don't have to keep going in circles with Oathplate. It's interesting. I wonder how many people agree with us or think that we're just being sweaty nerds. But it seemed a little too, I don't know,
Seems a little
a little
strong, a
too
little bit out
good.
of place for the like kind of updates they've been releasing recently, for sure.
Yeah. Do you like how it looks?
No, so
Really? Okay.
I think it's I think
I
it's
hated it at
I
first,
think
but
it's
I think I really like it now.
I think it's ugly. I think the helm looks like a jack-o'-lantern.
The helm looks like the Dragon Full Helm to me. Um, but maybe I haven't looked at them both recently, but in my head they look similar because doesn't it have like something flying out of it, like a feathery thing?
Yeah, it
Or
has like a feathers coming out the top.
they're both like yeah, jack o' lantern. Yeah, at first I thought it was like the art that was made. I was not happy, but once it came in, I think it just looks like hardcore armor. So I feel like the hardcores got devalued
Yeah,
because they
it's
can't be seen at the GE.
I guess maybe I wish it was better at certain bosses like Duke where it has extremely high slash defense. So it would have been
Bardorvis.
yeah, exactly. Where I wish it would have been niche and good at certain bosses, but then Blorva would have still generally been the best, or Blood Torva
Yeah,
at most other
yeah.
places. I think that's where I wish the armor settled, but I think it's one of those things where it's like quite difficult to balance because like I said, the slash
Look at
bonus,
Inquisitors.
you're going from nothing to a significantly higher slash bonus. And yeah, look at Inquisitors. It's
It's
basically
never been balanced, really.
never.
Besides Tecton.
But I think now Inquisitor
And
sits
Araxor.
it sits at a fine place in Inquisitors now. Like you still use it to spec, you still use it at certain bosses. It's niche. It's not as hard to get as it used to be because you can pull it from Vasani's. It's relatively cheap. It has low defense bonuses, so it's not nearly as nice to use as something like Torva. That's the thing as well. Like the Oathplate has pretty chonky defense bonuses, so you're not even giving up on that significant defense that Torva provides you, especially in places where that's really nice to have, like Colosseum. It's really nice to have that extra range defense from Torva. So maybe if it was lower defense bonuses, it would be a bit more balanced, but yeah, generally a little on the strong side. But yeah, we're going in circles, so we'll come back to it someday.
Yeah, so they're of course this is old news, but they released the Radiant Oathplate. Do you like how that one looks or no?
It's better than the regular for sure. Like I think the
Okay.
full set looks cool, but I think the
Yeah.
Stormtrooper outfit looks stupid when you have to wear two white pieces of armor with a black helmet.
Yeah, then you have like the green, Amy, and well, you can get the silver Rancor, but the ferocious gloves, and either way, and the way that you get this Radiant Oathplate is you have to do, I believe, 5 different contracts. Yeah, 5 different contracts. You can get these contracts from Yama from the dossier drop, or you can kill demons in the Chasm of Fire, which is the area Yama's in. And I thought this was really cool. You have to like final hit them with either heavy ranged, a spell, special attack, melee weapon, or while they're bound. And I listed 5 different ways. Each of the different ways is a different contract you get. And then there's also a 2 times drop like rotation. So you can talk to the Disciple of Yama and they'll let you know what rotation's currently going on. So you can, I don't know, it doesn't last that long, like 10 minutes or less. So you can theoretically switch your gear to be ready for that rotation to get them faster. But yeah, I thought it was cool. I know the release, some of them were like impossible to do, but eventually they kind of fixed them. I'm sure they're embarrassed by that. But yeah, what do you think of the Radiant Oathplate? How you get it? Did you like how they went about that?
I think it's okay. I think ultimately the problem with this is its build is like an end game PVM challenge, which it is, but it's kind of a one and done. There's no replayability to it. You just get your recolor for your item and then you're kind of tapping out. which I think is a
Same
little,
with
which
Blood Torva. Some would say.
unlike Colosseum, unlike Doom, unlike the other sort of end game PVM things, Inferno, like there's reasons to go back. Inferno's maybe just the pet, but you get what I mean. Like they have replayability, but this one, same with Blorva, like it's just a one and done. So in that case, I don't hate it, but I think they hyped it up a little bit too much, is what I should say.
Yeah. And you also had to solo them, and it seemed like up until release, it was kind of thought that you would probably be able to duo, but they just weren't able to balance it in duo, which I understand. And, Blood Torva, you have to solo, of course, but I was also thinking, like, with the TOA kits, you can get straight on carried with those, so it creates this kind of economy of boosting for the top 0.01%. But yeah, some people were unhappy that you had to solo them. But
yeah, I think it would have
been.
It would have been cool to duo for sure. But yeah, whatever. If it's just a one-off challenge, solo's fine. I haven't done.
You just have
Radiant
Heartless
yet.
and Hoyt, and Hoyt stands in the corner and pays Heartless at the end of it.
I think this would be something we could ask.
Better.
We could ask Poplo next week his opinion, because I know
True.
he's done Radiant Oathplate, so he can
True.
tell us what he thought about it. And yeah, that'd be nice to hear from him.
Yeah, but that's Yama, and I know we're 90 days late, but it came out before the podcast started, and it's pretty cool to hear, our thoughts. I think we both agree on a lot of it, but sometimes in different ways. So very interesting. Shall we go on to community news real quick?
Let's do it.
All right. So the recent poll, we got to vote on the sailing icon and skill cape. Do you remember what you voted for, Heartless? If you voted,
I voted for option D because it was the only one that was good.
Yeah.
The rest of them didn't even. The sprites didn't even fit.
Yeah, I kind of like the boat one, but I voted for D as well, and that was Gentle Tractor. Right?
Yeah, it was. Now there were.
Okay.
I remember though there was someone posted one where it was an anchor with maybe like a coiled rope around it. It looked sick. I would have voted for that if it was available, but I feel like they cherry picked to let Gentle Tractor win this one. But you know what? Give him the W because he's done so much for the game. So absolute goat of a skiller.
Gentle Tractor won, and I mean it's so tough to go up against Gentle Tractor. Things like this are going to be popularity, contests as well. So if people see his name, I mean, he's gonna win. He's the man. He's the GOAT. He created Varlamore and Zaya Rework. So awesome! It is this. If you didn't get a chance to see it, it's just the anchor, but it's diagonal. Kind of sideways anchor, and then the cape is dark blue with like a light brown trim, which I think is perfect. It's like a brown boat in a blue water. So I thought that was pretty excellent. Moving forward, we have the new Deepest Delve at the time of recording, which is Wadega, who was also the first person to reach level 100 Delve. Now this is level 181.
Sheesh.
Can you believe that, Heartless?
Honestly, after watching him get the 100, yeah, I can believe it. The guy's a beast.
And do you know why he stopped at 181?
I honestly, at this point, I assume he got 6-houred.
Yeah. He didn't get 6-houred, but he claimed and got 6-houred like a minute and a half later. And he even commented like I could have done one more. But he said, this is it for me. We'll see if he, keeps that, or if he wants to beat it. But I cannot believe that the only thing that stopped him is 6-houred. He was also out of supplies, just bastions. But
yeah, it looks like
he could have kept ripping.
It looks like we've already reached the kind of the peak. I mean, probably people are going to speed up the waves and be able to squeeze out some more kills, but I feel like it's come to sort of its max almost. Which is,
yeah.
I mean, it kind of makes sense though, because when they added the new mechanics where you can kind of clear some acid, specifically with the ball, like now that when you follow the ball line, I'm pretty sure the ball clears acid. So I think Wydigo like waits for the second ball so he can like clear himself some room in the late waves. Like he basically waits around to kill the boss, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I feel like it's almost reached its natural conclusion. It makes sense though, because it's not like the waves get progressively harder. Wave 9 is actually a little bit easier than Wave 8. The boss has like 50 less health. And then it just
watch him
stays the same,
it looks
right?
like a joke.
Yeah, the guy's a master of it. So it's really cool that they've pushed it to its limit within like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Almost no time. So big props to the man.
Yeah, we'll see, how the record progresses, but it's gonna be tough with nobody wants the 6-hour log. I mean, you have a whole community of skillers 6-hour logging, but that's a whole different beast. I don't know. It's really a trial of it's a speed trial to see how many waves you can get in, but
it'll get beaten, but it's going to be like speed runs. Like we've kind of reached our plateau, and it's just going to be it's really small upgrades now.
Yeah, 181, 186.
Exactly. It's going to be
188.
It's going to be stuff like that.
So that's interesting to see, and anyone who, like myself, was wondering how in the world he, kept up with his health and prayer. So his inventory was all Bastion potions, or super whatever Bastion potions, and then he was using, of course, Spellbook Swap for Cure Me and Death Charge. He had a Blowpipe and Ancient God Sword to heal. I actually had to look up the Ancient God Sword. I didn't realize people use it for healing. That's a newbie thing on me. And then Eldritch Orb, Nightmare Staff for prayer.
Yeah, I assume because they all have 100% accuracy on the car phase. So he could get his guaranteed heals then when he needed them, whatever he was missing. But yeah, and then he obviously just flicked. It's just crazy skill. Impressive feat.
Yeah, and then he blowpipe spec the boulders in between phases when there's, before he descended down, he'd pick out some boulders or whatever.
Incredible.
At least from my ignorant point of view. So yeah, big shout out to Bodega. Congratulations. And got a ton of followers and views on Twitch and stuff, rightfully so. Moving on. There are now 69 players with 200 mil all. How about that?
That's too much.
Nice.
That's too much skilling for my brain. I could never do that. I can
are
barely
4
max
players.
4 players.
There's 4 players with less than 70 mil to go.
Oh, it's too much. It's so much time.
I didn't know how many people were 200 mil all. I kind of thought there was like over 100 though. So
I thought it was like maybe 10.
Really? Okay. I knew there was like a front page. But yeah, shout out to them. I don't want to open that Pandora's box, but I'm a skiller, so mad props.
Okay, well,
some people might.
Let me crack this box open for you. I've been thinking about this for a while, Hoyt. What on earth is going to happen to the human beings who go for 200 million all when sailing comes out?
Oh,
it's going to be a sweaty race to 200 mil all.
It's gonna be so sweaty.
You need more than a piss bucket for that. It's gonna be
more than the Alfie's group Ironman run. Were you watching that?
Yeah, you're gonna need like it's probably gonna take.
That was crazy, dude.
The guy's an animal. It's probably gonna take months, right? At least weeks if you're grinding. I don't know what the XP rates.
200 mil sailing. I mean, it's gotta be months.
Like, who knows what... I don't think the rates are going to be too great. They're not going to be like agility rates. They're going to be way better than that. But let's say it's, 200k XP an hour max.
So,
5 hours per mil, 1,000 hours. How quickly could you...
80 hours a week. That's 12 and a half.
Let's say your link's tight, and then you put 17 and a half hours in a day. Like the lasagna goblin beast himself. How long is it going to take you to get to max? How many days? Can you do that for me, Hoyt?
It'll be about 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months. So whoever wants to go for that rank 1 spot is fully committing, no lifing for 3 to 4 months. I'm curious to see who it's going to be.
Actually, 17-hour days is more like 2 months. So yeah, I'd say somewhere around 3 months, but that's assuming 200K an hour.
Yeah, I'm just assuming. There's no way
I
they're
would
gonna make
assume
it.
that that's right.
It's not gonna be under 100.
Yeah.
I think they're not gonna make it like fire making, where it's 350 or 400, whatever the hell it is, or fletching. They're gonna make it lower than that, but also way better than the agility because they want people to train it.
I think post 99, I think 200 is right on the money. That's what I would say. Maybe 185 ish.
Sure,
but yeah,
but like over 150, under 250,
under 300.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my guess. It's gonna be a sweaty grind.
Yeah, and think about the I don't know, the cost, because these skillers are just a lot of them are loaded.
Think about the toll on their bodies. No, yeah, the cost is gonna be whatever. I don't think the cost is gonna be a problem. These guys are gonna be super rich.
No,
these people are so
not
rich.
a problem, but interesting.
It's certainly gonna be interesting.
I mean, they'll probably be blowing like 20, 30 bill. I don't know, just because there won't be economies of quantity. Yeah,
and it's gonna be a race to find out like what's the best in slot method as well for like grinding, right?
People will be secret. They won't really be streaming.
Yeah, I think it's going to be secret.
You don't want to give it away.
Because people really want to be that first player to hit it too.
Yeah. I hope it's someone like Jace or something. That'd be cool. Shout out, hey Jace. I hope it's him. We'll see.
Don't know the guy.
But yeah, that's. I haven't really thought of it. He's 200 mil all, big clogger, big Twitch streamer. He's the man.
I mean, I guess he has an advantage because it's his job. So.
Exactly.
So yeah.
And
but does he have the tism of Lynx Titan? That's the real question.
Oh, he does.
I guess,
He's one of the early 200 mil.
I guess to get 200 mil, you kind of have to.
No one's like Lynx. No one's like the lasagna king himself.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
imagine if he came back, dude, out of the shadows.
Imagine he's just working in the shadows, and he comes back and takes the W. I could see. Actually,
he's probably got like
who knows
3 200 mil accounts on there. We don't even know it's him.
He's just ran it back. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. All right, that was good. Moving forward, I think I got 2 more little bullet points here. There's a random. A mystery item they put in a fishing spot in Stranglewood, which is the Vardorvis area, I believe. I haven't done it, but this is what I've seen. And Jagex said, hey, good luck figuring out what this item is. They even, in the cache, it was somehow like hidden as unknown, but it's 1 in 500K.
Oof.
And the community, the player base collectively went over 2 times rate to get the drop. And Heartless, did you see what it was?
No, was an existing item?
Would you like to guess? Yeah, it's an existing item.
Is it related to Varlamore?
Yes. It has utility and moderate value.
Moderate value. Let me think. Varlamore. Which Varlamore part?
I've said enough.
You've said enough. He's not going to tell me anymore.
I've said enough.
Okay, I'm guessing that it was a piece of Sunfire Fnatic armor from the Coliseum.
Oh, good guess. It was a chromium ingot.
Oh, okay, that makes a bit more sense. Yeah.
Pretty shit, but it could have been a bronze bar, I guess.
Could have been worse. Could have been worse. But enjoy your 60K.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of funny that they did that, and there's always a small part of the player base that loves little secrets like that. So I know they had fun trying to figure out what it was for 2 weeks. And then lastly, we have a little history lesson, lore lesson. So the new Custodian Stalkers, the new Slayer mob, were modeled after the cryptid Jackalope or Wolpertinger, which is German, or Wendigo, which is kind of more loosely related.
Wendigo, Canadian legend, by the way.
Which one? Wendigo?
The Wendigo, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know it was Canadian, yeah. You want to tell the crowd what a Wendigo is?
Oh yeah, so it's like it's an Algonquin, which is like an indigenous peoples in Canada. It's one of their legends. So that's like from maybe where Ontario is now. It was basically people who would get lost in the woods and would, to satiate themselves in the winter, they would like eat their own lips and turn into these freakishly tall monsters and they would stalk humans.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it was
I'm scared now.
pretty scary. And a guy wrote a book, like a horror book about it, or like a short story back in the early 1900s. Yeah, one of the British guys who came over to colonize Canada. So yeah, it's pretty long term lore. It shows them in a bunch of video games. If you ever played Until Dawn, which is an awesome game.
I'm familiar. I haven't played it, but yeah, I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really fun story based, like choice based game. Would highly recommend it if you like short kind of horror games. Fun to play with like a significant other as well. If you got one of those. GL.
Okay.
So you can go buy yourself an RSGF and then take her out to play some Until Dawn. Anyways, I would cut you off. What about these rabbits?
Yeah, so in Colorado, these rabbits were spotted with a virus. Apparently, it's a pretty common virus with rabbits, but it creates these black growths, these like tendrils on the rabbit's head, and it like covers their head. Good news is that they're kind of harmless. Besides, the obvious visuals, the only harm is them either getting infected or blocking their vision. But this virus on the rabbits is what kind of started the jackalope cryptid, because through a series of telephone with people telling the story of what they saw, it eventually morphed into the rabbits having antlers. And this virus was just shown in Colorado recently. So I just thought it was crazy. I saw the news story. It was all over the news of this, this crazy virus with the rabbits, and it's actually what the custodian stalkers were modeled after. So yeah, that's a fun little lore fact for you.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've never heard about this. So that's nice that I love when they take sort of real world things and stick them in the game.
Yeah, certainly. So yeah, that is it for this week. Is there anything else you wanted to throw in there, Heartless?
No, don't forget to come hang out in the clan, join the Discord. It's link in the description. And if you want to find the clan in game, it's RaidzBank, RaidzBank.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Heartless. And tune in next week for more, and hopefully Poplo.
See ya.
We'll see you guys. All right. Welcome to the chest room segment, a bonus segment. And this week I am in charge, which is a scary thing. So I love games. I really liked the initial chest room where Poplo and I, where Poplo schooled me on RuneScape trivia.
That's good.
And I froze and my brain shorted out.
You didn't know the rules. That's why you lost.
I didn't understand the game to the end. Yeah. Which is on me. It was a lot of fun. So I have a sort of game, and this is a game my fiance and I play in the car when I'm driving and getting sleepy. It like keeps you awake. Some of you may be familiar, but Heartless, have you played Person, Place, or Thing?
Never.
Okay, so it's basically 20 questions. I'm thinking of either a person, a place, or a thing. You have to ask me questions to figure it out.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, okay. I get it.
They have to be yes or no.
yeah, okay.
They have to be yes or no.
I've played a version of this with the kids I teach called What Animal Am I? So yeah, I think I understand the premise.
Okay. I think it translates perfect to RuneScape. So we'll go ahead and start. I'll try to keep track, and I guess if you can't get it in 20, then I guess I get a point. So, all right. I'm thinking of a thing.
Okay, are you alive?
Well, it's a thing.
Oh, okay. So obviously no. My bad. My bad. I already had my first question prepped, I wanted to cut out half the items. Okay, you're a thing.
Can I tell you a cheat?
Sure.
My fiance always starts with this. She says, "Can it fit in an envelope?"
Okay, yeah, that's
right? Because that's like a size thing. It gives you a qualifier.
That's a good one.
So, if you want, do you want that to be your first question?
Sure. Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. It cannot fit in an envelope.
Okay. Are you found in a building?
No.
Hmm. Let me think. Are you an item a player can use?
Yes.
Okay. Are you used in combat?
Things are hard.
Are you used in
Yes,
Are you used in
yes.
combat? Okay. Are you a weapon?
No.
Do you offer defensive? Do you have any stats when worn by? Are you
Yes.
okay? So it's worn by a player. Good. Are you an offhand?
No.
Okay. Are you melee armor?
Yes.
Okay. Do you cost under 5 mil?
Yes.
Okay, getting closer. Do you cost under 1 mil?
No.
Okay, you're getting definitely close now. Let me see. Are you a chest
I
piece?
think you're at 10.
Are you a chest piece?
Am I
A
what?
chest piece.
No.
Are you a helmet?
No.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh, he's a helmet. Okay. This is good. Do you offer a prayer bonus?
No. I have to go back. I am worth I'm under 1 mil.
Oh, okay, that's problematic for me. Okay,
Apologies.
let me see here. Are you under 40 defense requirement?
Yes.
Are you under 100k?
No.
Okay, so this is a decent item. Are you do you come from a clue scroll?
No.
Are you dropped by boss?
No. I think you only got a few left, so you might want to start guessing.
How many do I have left? Wait, this is a tough
I
game.
think you have 4 left.
Okay.
Things are hard. I should have started something else. But
No,
you're really close.
Okay, I've narrowed it down. Okay, so it's it's between 100 and 100k and a mil. Under 40 defense requirement. It's not dropped by a boss. It's not. Are you sold through any shops?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, this is a really tough one.
You're so close. When I tell you, you're gonna jump out of your chair.
So it's over 100k, but it's not dropped by.
It's like a riddle. Think outside the box.
You gave me a riddle for the first one?
No, it's not. But I'm trying to steer you away from
Helmet slots.
your current line of thought. Yep.
Oh, I see. So I think it's melee armor, but you don't think it is.
I don't know.
Oh, you already said to give defense bonuses. Maybe I'm just a little bit tunnel visioned. Is it on the collection log? I already asked that?
Yes. No.
Oh, so it's on the collection log. And it's sold by... how many do I have left? 2?
2.
I assume you can buy it on the G. Is that a fair assumption?
Yeah.
Okay. It's on the collection log. It's over 100k. Oh wait, this is tough. It's a helmet slot. It's technically melee armor. If you troll me with that, I'll be very mad. I mean, you're gonna be trolling me with that. Is it the Greenman's mask?
No.
Okay. That would have been a tough luck.
You're not close.
I know it's got to be from mini games. It has to be from mini games. Because you're trolling me with the armor thing. I'm getting tripped up on that. How many guesses do I have? 1 left?
Yep.
Okay, I don't know if these are sellable.
I'll let you keep going, but I'll take the point.
I don't
If you
know.
don't get it on the next one.
It's melee. It's not range. Can you buy the Castle Wars armor? Let me see. I'm cheating now. I'm checking if you can buy Castle Wars armor. You cannot buy Castle Wars armor.
It's not cheating. You have to use your resources.
Can you buy prescription goggles? No, you can't. You can buy fucking gnome goggles though. God damn it, Hoyt. I wonder if it's gnome goggles. It's close to 100k.
You're spiraling. You're spiraling.
I'm spiraling out of control.
Yeah, you're getting further off, I think now. Think of the basics. It's in most people's bank. I'll give you that hint. Almost everyone has one in their bank.
Is it a black mask?
Yeah, it's a Slayer helm.
A Slayer helm? Okay. You can't buy Slayer helm on the GE, Hoyt.
No, see, I didn't know what to... Because then that'd be a technicality.
It was just...
You're right.
I feel like I got there. That was a tough one. Fun, though.
That was tough.
Okay,
All
I
right,
have a better idea for the game now, so I think we can go again.
Okay. Let me
So I thought you were just gonna pick like tree or something like that.
No, I was trying to make
or
it,
a
like,
character
realistic.
like Duke Horatio or something. But you picked an item, which is fine.
Okay.
It's totally fine. This is a good game, Hoyt. I like it.
Yeah, it is good. I'm thinking of a place.
Place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it a RuneScape? Is it on the RuneScape map?
Yes.
Like a named place.
Yes.
Okay. Is it a city?
No.
Does it have inhabitants?
Yes.
Are they humans?
Yes.
God damn, Hoyt. Killing me with this. It's not a city, but it has inhabitants. It has humans. Okay. Is it fenced in?
No.
No fence. Is it a guild?
What was that, 3?
Yeah.
No.
3. It's not a guild. Okay, that's a good start. The fenced in question was a little bit out of left field. Is there bank there?
No.
No bank. Do people actually use this place?
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing quite poorly so far.
You got plenty of questions left.
Is it in Asgarnia? Here we go. I found my niche now.
No.
He doesn't know. Is it in Misthalin?
No.
God damn it. Wait. Is it in Kandarin?
No.
Fucking hell. You're killing me. Is it in the Fremnik province or the wilderness?
No.
Oh, you're actually this is disgusting. Is it in Taronwyn?
You're just blowing
I'm blowing through them. Is it in Taronwyn or Varlamore?
Is it in Water Varlamore?
Taronwyn.
No.
What have you done to me, Hoyt?
Oh man.
It has to be in the Karamja, then I guess. This is in Karamja, Hoyt.
Yes.
Okay, that helps.
He's cracked the code.
I've cracked the code. It only took me forever.
I think you're at 12.
Oh, that's okay.
Not bad.
Is it a Taibo One-Eye village?
Nope.
I guess that's technically a settlement. It's Musapoint.
Nope.
Okay, Brimhaven's a town. It doesn't count. You're thinking of a place. It has to be on the map named, yes?
It is.
Alright, it's the Karazi jungle.
Yes.
There we go. There was only so many places I could go for. We got there, Hoyt.
Yeah,
well,
once you narrowed that down.
That was fun. That was a tough one. I cracked I cracked the code with the location finder.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. And I think that one's good because the listeners can be trying to guess on their own. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was really good. Thanks for the game.
All right. Yes, sir. Have a good night, and I will see everyone else on the next episode. Thank you.
See ya.